They weren't just stars, they were storms in satin, unstoppable, unfiltered, and downright terrifying when crossed. Before the Kardashians, before Beyoncé, Hollywood had its own royalty. Women who didn't ask for permission, women who bent the entire film industry to their will, and if anyone dared stand in their way, well, they didn't stand long. This is the story of Hollywood's first true divas, and why the most powerful men in the industry were afraid of them. Bette Davis didn't just act, she dominated. Eyes like daggers, a voice like gravel-coated silk. She was fire in heels. In 1936, Warner Brothers handed her a pile of lazy roles, scripts that would have seen any other actress fade into the background. But Bette was no background flower, so she sued them. In the middle of the Great Depression, in England, they called her crazy, a diva, unhireable, and maybe she was. Maybe she was all those things, but she was also right. She lost the case, but studios never dared cross her again. Behind the scenes, she chain-smoked, threw tantrums, and told young actresses, if you want a friend in this town, get a dog. Cold? Maybe. But she gave us some of the fiercest performances in film history. Performances that crackled with an intensity that could only come from a woman who knew her worth, even when the world tried to tell her otherwise. If Bette was fire, Joan Crawford was ice. Crawford came from nothing, scrubbed floors as a teen, but she had that look in her eye, that hunger that couldn't be ignored. By 25, she owned the screen. She didn't walk into a room, she conquered it. On set, she was ruthless. Costume not steamed, you're fired. Line not delivered with precision, she'll do it herself. She'd rehearse a single scene 50 times if needed, and don't mistake her glamour for weakness. Joan kept a loaded pistol in her dressing room. Why? For peace of mind, she said. Her feud with Bette Davis during Whatever Happened to Baby Jane? Legendary. Hair-pulling, sabotage, and one secret ice pack hidden under a costume to fake an injury. You couldn't write it better. Two titans battling for supremacy on a crumbling soundstage. It was the stuff legends were made of. Chapter 3. Katharine, the Rebel. Then came the rebel, Katharine Hepburn. She didn't scream or plot, she just refused to obey. While every actress posed in gowns, Hepburn wore pants. In the 30s. On studio lots. They tried to ban them, so she walked around in her underwear until they gave them back. That's our Kate. Hepburn never played dumb. She never played cute. She played real, raw, honest, and unapologetically herself. Studios labeled her box office poison. They thought they could break her, silence her. They underestimated her. She came back and won 4 Oscars, more than any actress in history. One quote defined her: "If you obey all the rules, you miss all the fun." She wasn't a diva, she was a revolution in red lipstick. Chapter 4. Marlene, the Enigma. Marlene Dietrich was a mystery wrapped in a tuxedo and draped in diamonds. She didn't play roles, she became them. On screen, she could make silence seductive. Off-screen, she challenged the world. In the 1930s, she wore men's suits, kissed women in public, and laughed in the face of scandal. Studio heads begged her to act like a lady. She lit a cigarette, winked, and kept walking. When Hitler asked her to come back to Germany to make propaganda films, she said no, and publicly denounced him. She even toured with US troops during World War II, performing under gunfire. Her message? You don't have to be soft to be powerful. And she was the embodiment of that. A force of nature who redefined what it meant to be a woman, an artist, and a free spirit. Chapter 5. A legacy of fearlessness. These women weren't beloved by everyone. They were difficult, demanding, sometimes cruel. But they carved their names into the concrete of Hollywood without ever begging to be liked. They were titans, pioneers who dared to claim their space in a world that wanted them small and silent. They stood toe-to-toe with power, with no backup, no social media, no support networks, no apologies. They had their talent, their wit, and their unwavering belief in themselves. And they were feared, because they were a threat to the established order. They were a challenge to the status quo. They didn't ask for a seat at the table. They flipped the damn table over. Because back then, a diva wasn't a pop star. A diva was a woman who refused to shrink. A woman who demanded to be seen, heard, and respected. And that, my friends, is a legacy worth remembering. Gap 3S. Chapter 7. The Trailblazers. These women were the trailblazers of their time, breaking barriers and setting new standards in Hollywood. They demanded equal pay, owned production companies, and challenged gender norms. Imagine the audacity it took to stand up in rooms full of powerful men and say, "No, I deserve better." They didn't just say it, they proved it. By taking on roles that defied stereotypes and producing groundbreaking films, they became the change they wanted to see. These trailblazers paved the way for anyone marginalized or underestimated. Their legacy shows us that breaking barriers changes the world. Gap 3S, Chapter 8, The Unsung Heroes. Many women who contributed to Hollywood's golden age remain unsung heroes. They were the scriptwriters, costume designers, editors, and assistants whose names rarely made it to the credits. Imagine the countless hours spent perfecting a script, designing a costume, or editing a film. Their contributions were vital to the industry's success. These unsung heroes showed that you don't need to be in the spotlight to shine. Their legacy teaches us that every role is essential in creating something extraordinary. So next time you watch a classic film, appreciate the invisible hands that brought it to life. Gap 3S Chapter 9, The Modern Icons. Today's Hollywood is graced by modern icons who continue the legacy of fearlessness and innovation. These women are not just stars, they are leaders, activists, and role models, shaping the future of the industry. Think of Meryl Streep's powerful performances, Viola Davis's groundbreaking roles, and Reese Witherspoon's push for female-driven narratives. These women are redefining what it means to be a Hollywood icon, breaking barriers and opening doors for the next generation. They use their platforms not just to entertain, but to advocate for change, equality, and representation. In a world that's constantly evolving, these modern icons remind us that the spirit of Hollywood's trailblazers lives on. They are the torchbearers, carrying forward the legacy of those who came before, proving that too much is never enough when it comes to talent, courage, and vision. Gap 3S, Chapter 10, The Future of Hollywood. As we look to the future, the role of women in Hollywood continues to evolve. With new opportunities and challenges, the next generation of actresses, directors, and producers are poised to make their mark. These rising stars are not just inheriting a legacy, they are redefining it. From the groundbreaking work of Ava DuVernay, who brings untold stories to the forefront, to the innovative storytelling of Greta Gerwig, who reimagines classics with a modern twist, these women are shaping a new narrative. In a digital age where streaming platforms and social media amplify voices, the potential for impact is greater than ever. The future of Hollywood is bright, filled with endless possibilities and driven by a spirit of innovation and inclusivity. As we move forward, one thing is certain: the legacy of fearlessness will endure, carried by the trailblazers of tomorrow. Gap 3S, Chapter 11, A Tribute to the Legends. This tribute is dedicated to the legends of Hollywood's past and present. Their contributions have shaped the industry and left an indelible mark on the world of cinema. We honor their legacy and celebrate their achievements. From the days of silent films to the modern digital era, these icons have broken barriers, challenged norms, and inspired millions. They have given us unforgettable performances, timeless stories, and a vision of what the world can be. As we reflect on their journeys, we are reminded of the power of resilience, the importance of creativity, and the impact of fearless storytelling. Their legacies live on, not just in the films they created, but in the hearts and minds of those who continue to be inspired by their work. To the legends of Hollywood, past and present, we thank you. Your spirit of innovation and courage continues to light the way for future generations. Outro too much, never enough. So the next time someone calls a woman too much, remember, that's exactly what Bette, Joan, Katharine, and Marlene were. Too bold, too smart, too powerful. And thank God for it. They paved the way for generations to come, proving that a woman's voice, her vision, her very presence could shake the world. End screen CTA, like what you just watched. Hit that like button, drop a comment with your favorite Hollywood legend, and don't forget to subscribe for more secrets from vintage Hollywood.